Hi, welcome to Beav-Art Talks. Thank you for tuning in. And this is the 7th episode. The first episode I recorded was Barry J. Davis, and then there was Lucy Mitchell, Richard Tate, Ellie Pompili, Jared Orlin, and Suki Booth. And today I am joined by Ally Gardiner, who is a tattoo artist at Blue Dragon in Brighton. And I got to see Ally's work at the Flying Circus artist open house with Bobby and Jess. They were the curators of that exhibition, and we both had work in there together and absolutely loved Ally's work. For me, it had a kind of Garbage Pail Kids kind of vibe to it, which was really cool. And I used to collect those cards and I used to like them. So when I saw her work, I said, yeah, I need to get her on the podcast. So, welcome, Ally.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's cool. Can I ask you, just to kind of get people up to speed of where or how and when did you start in your art kind of profession?
Well, I mean, drawing and painting wise for like forever. I think I've always been doing that. And tattooing wise, I've been tattooing for nearly 20 years.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. So I started my apprenticeship in 2007.
Oh, nice. So you still love it as much as you used to from the beginning?
Yeah. I think like to be honest about it, like I think you go through kind of cycles with it, which I think you probably do with most like creative things anyway, like in yourself. Like I think it's quite common for a lot of tattooists to sort of have a bit of a burnout, usually around sort of 10 years in.
Oh, serious?
On average, I feel like I've made that up. But like from other people I know and stuff, you sort of get to sort of that 10-year mark and you sort of do have I've definitely burnt out a couple of times.
Okay.
But always managed to kind of like claw it back and get back and fall back in love with it. And yeah, I think it's quite a common thing. But no, I still love it today. I wouldn't do anything else. I don't want to do anything else. I mean, I love tattooing. But like I said to you earlier, I love doing a creative job where I get to draw every day and I get to be around creative people all the time. But then I've still got time for my own like personal creative pursuits, and I still have time to like draw and paint and also be inspired by everybody I'm around, and just to be in that, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't know I wanted to be a tattooist, but I knew I wanted to do something where I had that kind of freedom, and I wanted to do something creative forever because that's it. We're going to be working, aren't we? So you want to make sure you spend that time not hating it.
No, that's fair enough. Have you always been at the Blue Dragon, or have you kind of, been in Brighton throughout your whole
shop? No, I've been all over the shop. I mean, I've worked in Brighton on and off for like the last decade. I did live here in sort of 2015. I lived here for like 2 or 3 years. So I was here and I was working in a studio in Hove. And then I sort of moved back to sort of near where I live now, sort of Croydon way. But I did start coming back to Brighton. It took some time, but then I started working with some really good friends at a studio called Blind Pig, which is in the lanes. So I was there for a while, and then there was a lot of shifting and moving around in tattooing in general in the last few years. So basically ended up full-time at Blue Dragon. I say ended up. Mick kindly wanted to take me on full-time at Blue Dragon. I've been there a year, but I've only been full-time probably for a couple of months.
Nice. But
yeah, no, it's great. Before that, I've been working, I worked for 7 years for Andy Barber's New Rose Tattoo Studio, which is in New Malden. It's quite a famous studio in terms of like the history of it. It's been there since the 60s, and Andy's had it since the 80s, and it's just, it's an absolute treasure trove full of like incredible like bits of tattoo history.
That is cool that it's stand the test of time, all this time to stick around, because, in Brighton and most places up and down the country, you see a lot of places closed down. And
yeah, quite a lot of studios I used to work in are no longer there. So
really?
It's not like connected to me specifically.
No, but still it's it's like part of history that's gone, there's that little place where a lot of people got their ink. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I love it, and I love being in Brighton. It's nice to be here. sort of 4 days a week and spending some more time with sort of friends and and just getting more kind of opportunities and meeting people and so like it is that's what I wanted to do the first time around, so it feels really nice to sort of do that now.
Amazing. So do you feel like you have a nice balance between creating your art and creating ink for people, doing the tattoos and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, in an ideal selfish world where I can just do whatever I want, I'd paint every day. I'm not saying I'd never tattoo again. I love tattooing, but it's also a trade, and it's also, I'm not saying it's a job, but it is a trade. It is something I'm working with people. There's a lot of restrictions. Like I do the job that they want me to do, and obviously where I can, I'm creating things that I also love, and I want to show them like, oh, this tattoo would be really cool. Or this, but a lot of the time, people coming in with their designs, and I'm making that for them, and that's really important. So to then still have the time to just completely do what I want in the way that I want to do it, in the environment I want to do it in, perfect, amazing. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not saying like tattooing is a job, it's a trade. And it isn't about me. It is like in terms of like, I've got my style that I want to share with people, and I want to do lots of different cool designs, and I just draw up a lot of flash, and I really would love to sort of combine like what I draw and paint into tattooing more. I've always kept them quite separate, but I would like to try and sort of merge those styles a little bit more, for sure. So there is that element to it, but essentially I'm just tattooing you, just whatever you want. You want your infinity symbol, you want your line, you want your pocket watch, you want a full sleeve of tribal, like whatever you want. Like that's sort of the trade aspect of it. That
is there anything that you kind of feel like you won't tattoo? Is there a kind of thing amongst tattooists that there's like a limit to we're not going to do that if it's something that's
if it's just not going to work and the client isn't open to seeing that and just wants that thing, but that is not going to work, right, then I'll stand my ground with it and I just won't do it, because if it's going to make a bad tattoo, I don't want that.
Well, because then you're tied to that as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's my name on it, and it's not going to work. And it's a team thing. It's me and you together working on this. So if you're going that way and I'm going that way, well,
you got to find a middle ground.
Yeah,
I get that. Yeah.
But no, I don't do anything. I wouldn't do anything like super offensive and things like that. I think it's really important what you put on your body forever. I think that is important. Like, I love a silly tattoo. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love a stupid. Like, I got many stupid tattoos, but like really negative things, especially if someone's going through a bit of a time, maybe like a big heartbreak, and they want like some real big negative message across them. Like, I'm like, give it 5. Just you might not want to look at that for the rest of your life.
Do you find I guess it probably doesn't happen as much nowadays, or does it? That people kind of get their partner tattoos and
it still happens.
It still happens,
but I don't know. I've kind of
isn't there like a curse with having some partner name?
I think so. But I also just kind of I've gone through it where I used to give a little spiel about it to people.
Okay.
And now I'm just like, if that's what you want, man, like, do you know what I mean? Like, to a point. Like, I'm not going to be doing like names on faces and things and property of and stuff like that. But yeah.
I mean, I suppose if that's what,
it's also like that's quite standard tattooing, isn't it? Getting a little name and a heart and But I've definitely had there's definitely been instances where couples come in blazing row, like they're coming in screaming and shouting at each other and they want to get each other's names. I'm just like,
wow,
not sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah, or I've had a guy come in and be like, oh, I just want to get a name, but like, can you do it in a really, 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 really light grey? Just really light grey.
Wow.
I was like, no, not really. As I just don't get it. Like, if you're not, but we've had a row, we've broken up, and I just want to get it back. And I just like apologise or whatever the situation, buy some flowers. Like, this is silly. Don't do that.
Unless
and the only time I really do kind of put my foot down more with it would be if it does feel like if a couple come in and it feels like one is pressuring the other to do it.
Right.
But then it's like, no, I'm not going to do that because it's got to be your silly decision.
Good point. Yeah, no, that's a good. Do you kind of have to weigh up when they come in? I mean, and check whether or not this is going to be something they actually really want, or they're going to be coming back in another year or so to get work done over it or something.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can never be 100% sure because people are people, but yeah, generally you can. I think I've been doing it for long enough to kind of pick up, you know, whether someone is serious, whether someone's ready, you know, things like that. But also you're your own person. If you come in and get that tattoo today, not necessarily a partner's name, but whatever the tattoo is, if it's, you know, if it's a reasonable thing that you want to get done and you get it done, and then a year later you hate it, well, and you just, you know, you just change your mind, you just don't like it anymore.
Yeah,
it's kind of on you, isn't it? Like, if I've applied the tattoo well and you've had a good experience on that day, then. But I mean, I haven't had that happen.
Well,
Someone come back a year later, I hate this now. I really hate this now. But no, I've done cover-ups of my own work on people just because they've moved on from that style or they've moved on from that tattoo and they just want something different.
Okay.
And that's fine.
See, whenever I've got a tattoo myself, I've always had like the image in my mind. I've always put it up on the wall or have it somewhere, so I keep looking at it and thinking, well, am I gonna get bored of this or am I gonna hate this? And if I don't, if I still like it after a few months or so, then I'm like, yeah, I'll probably go and get that done.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way of doing it. It's also good just to walk in off the street one day and just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get a cool bit of flash off. I'm gonna get this in the book, and it means nothing, and I'm just gonna get it done today, and I'm gonna love it, and that you will love it forever, and you kind of build the meaning and the story around it as you go along. Like you don't have to have like a real meaningful reason to get a tattoo. Like obviously that's all part of it and that's important as well. But like you don't have to. No. You don't feel like you have to wait for a life event or whatever to then get like just get a tattoo. It's cool.
I've been going it all
or
wrong.
don't feel like you have to.
I've been waiting for deaths. I've been waiting for like I need to get a new pair. Right, I love rabbits now. I love cats now.
Yeah, you can just get a tattoo because it's cool, and then the meaning kind of gets built around it because you're taking that with you everywhere. You're taking it to every wedding, every funeral, every event in your own life and the people around you. So it's going with you. So it will have its own meaning and its own stories to it. So you can just get a frog in a cowboy hat because it's cool. It doesn't have to be a story.
I mean, one of the tattoos that always keeps coming up. I think it was on like Miami Ink or something. Some kid got.
That's why it's always a story. That's
because
of Miami Ink.
Yeah. I went there. I've been to their studio in Miami. That was really cool. But no one was working. It was just like some musician was in there. I was like, I wanted to see the guys, but I guess they were not in on that. I think it was a weekend. I don't think they were all.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's more like a film set and they just all work in their own individual.
Oh, maybe
studios,
maybe probably is. Yeah, probably a film set. But there was this on the program. There was some guy got a frog riding like a bull, and the caption was "Ahoy butternuts." Yeah. I mean, it's for some reason that sticks in my head.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good. So where would you think? Where would you know? And what's the kind of most painful area of having a tattoo that most commonly comes up for people?
I mean,
or does it vary?
Pain is so individual. That's why it's really difficult to explain to someone what a tattoo feels like, because I think it is different for everyone. I'm a real big fan of the term wet fire to describe the way a tattoo feels. Fire. Yeah, feels like wet fire. And when you get tattooed, you'll be like, do you know what? Yeah, it does feel like wet fire. I think that was like the most accurate description I've heard of it. But like, no, I mean, across the board, like the general places that suck are your torso and your feet, palms. Basically, your arms and legs are fine.
Okay. And
then the other places are different. Like when you get work on your arms and legs, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that all feels kind of similar, and I can kind of cope with it, and it's fine. And then as soon as you move on to sort of anything here, especially like ribs, certain bits of the back, chest, stomach, like that, it's just different. It's just a different pain, and it's also a different, in your arms and legs, you can kind of breathe normally, sit normally. With this, it's a lot more of a. Yeah, it's a lot more of an adventure. I'd say, they're the more painful areas for sure. I struggled a lot with my back, didn't enjoy my ribs, didn't like my feet much either. But I don't really like, I love the end result of tattoos, obviously, but I'm not a massive fan of getting them. Not very good at it. Not many tattooists are. We're all babies. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a tattooist up in Luton who had his back done, and because he pierced my nose as well, and he was saying that when he had his back done, it was like, couldn't stand pain. Couldn't stand the pain at all.
Yeah, and I think as well, if you're getting tattooed by like a friend, you know, someone you work with or whatever, or just a mate, someone you're close to, you can't, that barrier's not there. You know, like when you're getting tattooed by a stranger in an unfamiliar environment, like even if you're comfortable, like there is a bit of a like, I've got to firm this, I've got to be cool. But when it's your mate, you are like within 2 seconds you're screaming at them like, oh, why is it hurting so much? Why? I hate you. You know, you just don't have that barrier in place. So I find it more painful to be tattooed by sort of friends than I do by anyone else.
Because then otherwise you could just tolerate it. You know,
yeah,
like,
there's more that barrier there. It's like I've got to be cool and I've got to firm it. I can't cry. I can't, and also like that pressure of like, you know, I've paid them for the time. I'm here for 2 hours. Yeah. If it's a mate after work, you're like, oh, actually, 20 minutes in, I can't last. Such a do today.
But I totally get it. When I had my ribs done, they hurt. Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah,
but
and it's the breathing as well. It's like you're told to kind of breathe through it, and I couldn't do that. I had to hold my breath, which don't hold your breath. Absolutely going to hold my breath the whole time. It was the only thing that I could sort of eased it a little bit, was just holding my breath, and not wise. Don't recommend it because it makes you feel a bit faint. But
so I kind of
hated it.
I kind of thought like it was where you would normally get a cut or a graze if you out and about doing stuff, is where tattooing is fine. Yeah. And then where it's not,
it's where you've got more nerve endings and more nerves going on, where you've got all your most important organs, which are unfortunately here.
Right.
You know, so your heart, lungs, everything. So it's a more sensitive area because that's where all the important bits are. So that needs to be more protected. So it's more painful. Sucks.
That's crazy. So have you ever done any tattoo collabs with people? If you, like somebody started something and then they wanted you to do, is that such a thing? Do tattooists do that?
Yeah, they definitely do that. Where maybe like two artists that have quite opposite styles, like so someone does like quite realistic work and the other person does like really bold traditional work, then a collab between the two of them would be really interesting. You know, they could do like a lady head, and then like the person that does the realism could do like a lady's face, and then like the person that does the trad can sort of do other things around it, like I don't know, like a panther head or a grim reaper, whatever. It's like and I really like those contrasting styles coming together. Yeah, for sure. Or you could just get two artists that just want to collab and just you do see it. Yeah, for sure. I think the only example I've got is during my apprenticeship, where my mentor would line a bit of tribal and then tell me to colour it in.
Okay.
that's not quite as cool as a proper collab.
But no, I'd like to.
Yeah, still
a collab. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely like to do something like that for sure. But tattoo, we're really good at saying we're going to do all this stuff. We're going to do collabs. We're going to like do a split flash sheet. Yeah, we're going to like have a painting night, and then we're just busy all the time. We don't do nothing.
Yeah, because you guys have to plan ahead though.
Yeah.
Because you need to get
and then we're knackered, and someone's riddled with ADHD over here, and someone's got the tism over here. And it's like it just doesn't. It's like herding cats, really. It's just to get everyone together. But yeah, no, I'd definitely like to. That's cool. I think I'd like a collab with like someone that does a very contrasting style to me, to bring those two together. That would be cool.
I just didn't know if that was a thing. That's
definitely. I've seen some really cool pieces from sort of 2 or 3 different artists that have worked on the same piece. I don't know if they work on it at the same time, but like, because I wouldn't want to do that particularly. I'd want to like, do one section and then jump on and do the other section, rather than, because you see sometimes like a convention once I saw, it was like 4 guys all working on one guy's back. So, 2 that side, 2 that side. But it was just the pulling of the skin, like the fight with it, because it needs to be still. So if someone's pulling and working on that side, and the other person's pulling,
and that guy's got 4 guns
also
on him.
horrific for him. God. But the teamwork that would, I was like, that looks stressful.
Is there any famous tattoo artists or well-known tattoo artists for you that you'd like to get some ink by? Or
oh yeah, all the time. But I'm great at never getting tattooed. Because I really want to, though. I do. I've got so many gaps that need filling. But yeah, no. I mean, I think most people's who are into tattooing, the top of the list would be something like Philip Blue. Like I would love to just not even get. I mean, I'd love to get tattooed by Philip Blue, but just to spend time with Philip Blue, just to be in the space with him, just to see him work.
Okay,
that would be incredible. He's just like the man, isn't he? He's the god. He's at the top in tattooing for me. I'd love to get tattooed by Amy Cornwell as well. I think she's incredible. She works in Wales. I love her work, and I'm sort of quite inspired by the work that she does. And yeah, that's kind of like where I'd like to see my work kind of heading. But yeah, definitely by her. And also like Brighton, I'd love to get tattooed by Alex Woodhead. I love his work. I think he's amazing. It's like really crazy, kind of really cool stuff. Yeah, definitely. I've got a space like in my head. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give him like, I've got space on my knee and like some like gaps around it. I was like, yeah, I'll just.
What sort of style? What sort of style do they prefer to do?
It's kind of like just like kind of mad looking. It's got like the blueprints of like traditional in it, but it's kind of just kind of like lots of mad faces and sort of aliens, and yeah, it's just a really cool shirt. It's just like kind of like horror kind of vibes to it.
Cool.
Kind of like trippy, psychedelic kind of horror trad kind of stuff. But
are you into your horror and?
Yeah, I love horror. I love horror films. I love I like the darker side of things in general. Just angsty, goth, teenager. Never left. Yeah, for sure.
So, has your style of tattooing or your style of art, has it evolved over time? Is it, was when you first started to tattoo people, were you kind of into more of a certain style and now you're into something different, or is it just you've kind of developed your own sort of style?
I feel like it's always kind of evolving, which is difficult when you're a tattooist, when you're putting work on people and then 5 years later you want to kind of go in another direction, but everyone might know you for that style. It's quite difficult to sort of break out of that and stay, when I first started tattooing, it was a lot of, I worked in mostly like walk-in studios, like street shops, so it was just like lots of picking stuff off the walls and that, and eventually showing you on the phone. And but then when I was doing more like a little further in, where it was becoming more kind of appointments and custom and stuff, that was when there was like a real explosion in like neo-traditional style, and also kind of like new school stuff as well, which I used to be quite into. Like I was really into like Tony Schiavaro and like Joe Capobianco, and Liam Mole, like artists like that did like those kind of quite cartoony, Super Bowl, really oversized like stuff, which I don't really jam with that anymore. I don't think I don't like it anymore, but I definitely moved on from that style, and you don't see it that much anymore. But that I've kind of steered away from that. But neo-traditional, I still has my heart a little bit. Like I love like Eckel. The chokehold that Eckel had on a whole generation of tattooists is, so you just sort of lady heads and lots of ornate kind of jewels and like always a floating hand holding something, and lots of like golds and filigree. Like that was, there was a real time of animals with hats and ladies wearing animals as hats. That was a real like, bring it back. Like I really enjoy doing that stuff, but it is very, like there's certain tattoos that are quite timeless. I think it doesn't matter, like all tattoos are beautiful, but if you've got traditional work, if you've got Japanese work, if you've got like sort of tribal things like that, they have quite a timelessness to them where you wouldn't necessarily know when that was done.
Okay, like, no, I get that.
Whereas you see a lady wearing a wolf head, you're like 2010.
Oh, okay.
2010.
No, straight away.
Yeah, so it
Impressive.
does have like an age to it, I think. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. But I love that stuff.
So when was the year, you probably know, but when there was that kind of colour splash type tattoos that come in?
Rolled my eyes. Watercolour tattoo.
Yeah, that type of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I personally...
When people forgot that they need black, when tattooists thought, actually, I could reinvent the wheel here and not put any black in anything. I think that would be a really good idea. Yeah, I don't know. No, that's not fair. I have time for all styles, and I do watercolor style tattooing, like that thing that people like. Like I do that, but it's got to have black, or it's got to have high contrasts. You can't just be putting like baby pink and yellow and baby blue and be like, that's it, that's going to look great forever. Because also, I've made those mistakes. I've done a watercolor tattoo like that, and then I've seen them 10 years later, and it looks like a really colourful birthmark, which is cool if that's what you wanted, but that's not what you wanted. That was supposed to be a tiger face. So then but then we can make it work. I'll go over it. I'll reline it. We'll put some black in. It's more. I like it to be more. If you're gonna have that watercolor painterly kind of style, I think maybe just more like illustrative. So you've got the kind of the foundation, the outlines of whatever it is, and then you add that kind of. There's ways of doing it basically where it can hold together and it can last a long time and it'll look good. But I've definitely done my kind of experimentation where it hasn't, which is. If we're being honest, I think, there's a lot of tattooists that would have, when that first sort of became popular.
Okay.
Like,
So what would be your dream project? If somebody come in and said that, what would be the best design that you would absolutely love to do?
Well, maybe I don't know, if they saw one of my paintings and were like, I love that, you do that.
Yeah.
You make that work. And I know, it might need some refining to make it tattooable, but yeah, that would be really cool. Obviously, because if I painted it, it means I love it. I love the idea of it, and or just like a Reaper. You just come in, you want a Grim Reaper, nice. All day long, all day long.
I feel like because your last piece of art sold, didn't it, at the Flying Circus? I would love it. Have you brought some work with you today?
I didn't. Well, yeah, not that, but like.
No, obviously not that one. But I would love if we could show some of your work. That'd be amazing.
For sure. I bought a couple of pieces.
Yeah,
just
that'd
because,
be brilliant.
Being the professional I am, I don't have an A3 portfolio or anything, so they're just stuffed in my bag.
That's cool. I mean, to be fair, we're all we all do it our own way, but it's all good.
Yeah, so these are just there's one piece that I'm really happy with it. And then another piece that I do like, but I'll be honest with you, I just found it in the drawer this morning. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that. Neither of them are paintings.
I love the realism of the drawing, which is amazing.
Red face
this
lady.
Is incredible.
Sunburn.
Look at that.
I mean, that's I'm saying mixed media, but it's mostly charcoal. It's charcoal. And pastel pencils. Because if I'm not oil painting or tattooing. It's usually charcoal. I'm really quite comfortable with charcoal at the moment.
Yeah. Amazing.
And then this one I did just put into like I don't know, applied for some kind of competition thing with it. But yeah, I love her. She brings me so much joy. I don't know why. I think it's just how happy she is and how she's.
Do you name the pieces that you do?
Oh, that one's like, told you it wasn't a phase, Mum. But no, this is just red face.
Cool.
But no, sometimes I do. Sometimes I.
That's really cool.
It's not until somebody asks me what the name is, I'm like, oh yeah, that one's Ethel.
I mean, the detail at the bottom as well.
Yeah, I love tattooing like textures and maybe older skin. Do you know what I mean? Like I love the folds and the
There's a lot.
All the things that I struggle with as a woman growing older, I absolutely adore to see when I'm when I'm drawing. So I don't know what that means. Probably means something. But yeah, no, I just there's something about her that I really enjoyed making it, and I don't know. I like all the folds. It's like all this. It's like a land, because my mom's like, why don't you do like a nice landscape? I don't know. I love nature. I love being in and I think it's beautiful. But like, I just I feel like I sound a bit like, but I feel like the face like. For me, is a landscape, like all the folds, like it's like a mountain and rolling. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I really enjoy that.
Well, I mean, you're good at clouds as well. I mean, the clouds are amazing.
That was my first attempt at clouds like that.
Serious?
Yeah, I'm normally doing like the black and grey religious bum clouds in tattoos. So it's good to break away from that.
The detail. Sorry, I'm covering our faces so you can see. But yeah, the clouds and the detail in this picture is amazing. Awesome.
Yeah, because I don't know if I wanted her to look like scary or. I suppose it's just however people interpret it.
I don't see her as scary. I think she's just really happy with her look.
Yeah,
I think she loves it.
Like she's found herself. Like she knows who she is.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got style. She's stuck with it. Like, and I love that.
And she's happy that someone's taken a portrait of her.
Yeah.
So she's like, yes.
And it's
finally an acknowledgement.
And it's been a life, and it's there. I'm happy with this piece. I did a oil painting that was in like one of Bobby's the Halloween exhibition, and that wasn't. I don't have it with me. It was like an oil painting of a witch, but it was really weird or really interesting when I painted that, and I showed it to like a lot of the women in my life, like friends and family, And they were like, oh my God, that kind of looks like Nan. Oh, I can see myself in her.
Oh, right.
Or, oh, that reminds me of so-and-so. But the men that saw it were like, oh, she's really scary. Oh, she's really frightening. Oh, is she from a horror film? It's just like a hag. I don't know if she was a hag. I mean, she was a witch. But like, yeah, and it was just like interesting that how the women saw themselves or they saw their own family members in her face. But the men were all like, that's frightening to me. Which I found interesting. And it's not a particular, again, it's like, you know, kind of like this. It's not like I didn't intentionally make it frightening or to look like anyone. It was just, it just is what it is, you know. But like, it was just interesting, the interpretations that were very strongly like the women felt one way. And I mean, it was a very, very small study.
Yeah, but friends still, and family, like, but you know what I mean? That's like, their go-to.
Yeah, it was just very interesting.
Weird. No, I mean, I love your art. That's why I wanted you on the show, because I think you're an incredible artist and tattooist as well. So
thank you.
I'll definitely come and get some ink from you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to now.
But beautiful pieces.
Thank you so much.
One thing I like, because it's coming up to like near the end of the podcast. I always try and keep it about half hour.
Very quick.
It goes quickly, doesn't it?
Just yapping.
But that's okay. I kind of feel like what I always like to end a podcast with is something positive for, you know, inspiring someone else in your line of field. So if there's any sort of words of wisdom that you could give another young lady or gentleman who wants to get back in or wants to start a career in tattooing or start a career as an artist, what advice would you give them, or words of wisdom would you think? How could I pass on some knowledge for them to kind of, if they're having a momentary crisis of what are they going to do with their life, but they want to do either tattooing or art?
Okay, well, I mean, like, it's tough. It's really tough. Tattooing is tough. It's tough to get into. It's tough to stay in. And it's tough to do. Like it is. It's not an easy thing if you're doing it right. But you may face a lot of rejection. It may be really difficult to get there. But if you really, really want it and you are there for the right reasons, I truly believe the tattoo gods will open those doors for you. But also, like, getting rejected and getting up again and doing it again and doing it again, like, that's an act of rebellion. And I think you should always do that, because to be defeated is to be like submissive. Do you know what I mean? And that's like the opposite. The act of rebellion is to be knocked back and to get up and keep doing it. And you will get a lot of knockbacks. I think in any creative job, right?
Yeah,
and if you're not being knocked back by people, you're knocking yourself back like constantly. Like so I think just getting up and keep on keeping on. Like, that's a big act of rebellion, and I support that. And also, like, practical advice if you're tattooing is, like, don't do a tattoo school, because they're nonsense and they're rip-offs, and people in rep people.
Because you see a lot of them about.
Yeah, you see a lot of them about, but yeah, they're no good. They're no good. That's not how you learn, really. I'd rather you just tattooed your leg in your bedroom for a year than do a tattoo school. I would have more time for that. But yeah, so ignore those, because reputable studios, reputable tattooists, if they know you've gone to a tattoo school, they'll be like, no, I'm not interested. It's just going to make actually going to make it harder for you than easier. Okay. All it's doing is making other mediocre tattoo artists a bit of money. That's all it's doing. It's no good. Just have a strong portfolio, but have a strong art portfolio. Do a lot of drawing and show us your drawings, and show us stuff that you do, like generally, like in your life, but also like obviously show us tattoo design. Show us that you understand how a tattoo works and how that's put together. So draw a load of flash and show it, and you'll be given really good advice in some places. You will be shown disdain in other places. You may be taken on in a place, like, but you will have that kind of like, that's what I did anyway. And I know that things have changed over the years, but I think essentially learning in a studio environment is the best way to learn how to tattoo. Because the shop experience is something you're not going to get any other way. And that is very, very important. Like, you can be an incredible artist and really naturally gifted in tattooing. You know, you might just pick up your machine and just be like solid from the start. Unlikely, could happen, whatever. But like, if you don't have that shop experience, it's going to be hard. It's really hard, especially if it's like a street shop or walk-in shop. You don't want to go from tattooing at home to getting an apprenticeship to working in a private studio.
Right.
You want to be around as many tattooists as you can in as many kind of like wilder environments, open environments where people can walk in off the street. You need to learn how to do everything. And then if you want to do one specific style, then you can do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But to survive in tattooing, you need to be quite well-rounded, and you need to have that shop experience. It's very much a mental thing. So strong portfolio. Don't be tattooing like your mates and that, and then showing us pictures of that because we don't care. Don't do the tattoo schools, and just come with the right attitude and like give a shit about tattooing. You're not doing it for you, you know. And if you are given that chance, like have decent respect for the person that's giving you that opportunity, because they're giving you a career. They're giving you what you want for potentially the rest of your life. So that needs to be respect there for that.
That's really cool.
But it's hard, but it's definitely, if you're in it for the right reasons, the doors will open for you and people will welcome you in. I know it can be a bit gatekeepy and a bit difficult, but a lot of the people saying that is because they're not in it for the right reasons and they've been knocked back and they don't like it because they're not ready.
But I mean,
and art-wise, just paint and draw. It's hard. Like, I mean, I was saying earlier, like I'm from working class background, growing up on council estate. I never went to art school. Everything I do is self-taught. I've never even done an art class. Like, obviously, past high school. But I just do it. I do it because I have to. Like, it's not even. It's like a compulsion. I don't even do it because, like, I do love it, but I do it because I have to do this. I have to paint. I have to draw. I have to. It's very much a therapy for me. And a way of communicating. Because as much as I'm yapping, like, I'm not very good at articulating quite deep, difficult things, whereas I can paint and draw them. Okay, well, I definitely got better at it, but painting and drawing, I can definitely have conversations in that as much as I will not really explain anything, because I can't stand creating a painting and then being, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? Nothing. There it is. That's what it means. Whatever you take from it, that's what it means. Like, because I like David Lynch is like that, wasn't he? He was very much like, would you like to explain this painting? No. I don't think exactly the same. It's it's there. That, I've created it. This is like, you take whatever you take. You want, exactly. And it is a conversation. Like, I've said this, and you can take what you want, and it's a two-way thing. However you feel, whatever you want to say about it, that's cool. Like, the person that bought the oil painting at Flying Circus, like, I know what is in that for me, but that's unlikely to be what's in it. It might be, but he might see it in a completely different way. And that's not insulting to me. That's like, I just like having those conversations through drawing and painting. And I think it's especially important to pursue that and do it regardless of where it takes you. If you are from a working class, from a poorer background.
No, I totally get that. And I think that's really, I really appreciate those words words of wisdom that you've given, because that's really insightful. And I think this sort of information is valid and important for people starting out. But I do as well, I agree with you on the fact that, you know, even with music and art, they both have that thing where you create it for yourself in your own way, and once it's out there in the world, everyone else has their own interpretation of it. You know, words for a song can mean something different. You know, certain things in the painting can mean something different to someone else. You know, all these classics that have been around since, you know, humans have existed in different paintings where they've all got these different symbols in, and everyone's trying to understand the different symbols. So I get it. Like, once it's out there in the world, it's
there may be like clear meanings to things, but that you can still take something else away from it, and I think that's completely valid. Like, I would never want to be, you know, if you love a song and it's something that means a lot to you, and it's happened, like, you heard it at a certain time, and then, well, actually that song's about smoking cigarettes. It's not actually about heartbreak. It's like, oh, well, to me it is. Like, do you know what I mean? To me, that's heartbreak.
It's like, I don't care what you think of it. I don't care what
that song got me through. Like,
this is it. Yeah. No, I get that. One thing I was going to ask you, I completely forgot earlier. Do you do piercing as well? Or... No. Have you ever wanted to? Or... No.
No, I think because it just feels very invasive to me. Like, I'm aware that I'm breaking your skin with needles. Okay. I'm aware that I'm doing you a little bit of damage. But when it's like all the way through and out the other side, too much for me. I'll be sick. I can't.
Serious?
I can't. No,
fair enough.
I'll leave that to them.
Okay. No, I just thought, because I know, like, some, well, there's the option at most tattoo studios.
Yeah, and
do
I think
have the
that used to
option.
be kind of a way to get in, as if you pierced. They would
So
then
that was a gateway.
teach you to, for sure, yeah, definitely. But thankfully, I never had to because, I'm like weirdly squeamish about that. I don't have that many piercings myself either. I'm just not. I love it, and I know some amazing piercer people that are incredible at what they do, and I'm in no way saying it's like lesser than tattooing in any way, shape.
Yeah.
It's its own art form. But for me, it's just too much blood, too much skin, too much and tongues.
Oh no, I've not had that done.
I
used to be in
don't
a
wanna
band
do
with someone who
it.
had their tongue pierced.
I had my tongue pierced for years, and then I just ate it accidentally one time. And that was
Ate it?
Well, no, I was having fish and chips with with my partner, and I'd only just met him, and I felt it come off in my mouth. But I was like, it's just a bit awkward, like too early on to be like, oh. So I tried to and then I swallowed.
Aren't they screwed on, aren't they?
Yeah, I swallowed it, and I was like, oh, that's the end of that.
Oh shit!
I had it for a long time, but it was his natural.
Did you get new piercing to put in place, or did you just take it out?
Because it heals really quickly. Your tongue heals super quick, so I wasn't going through that
like
again.
in a week or?
Oh, it's like in hours.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah. It's a really, for obvious reasons, it heals really quick.
Oh right.
So I let that one go. But and piercings don't really agree with me.
No.
Yeah, I always have trouble with them. Do you know what I mean? I can't be arsed. It's too much faff.
I got my ear pierced originally when I was like 16, and then it got pulled out. But then when you're a kid, when you're sort of 16, you're playing around and stuff like that.
And also growing up at that time where everyone was stretching their ears out, because that doesn't seem to be as much of a thing anymore for the youth. But we were just stretching body parts.
Mm.
Like that's what we did before social media. Like we were just stretching shit. And I really regret that. Like having big ear holes. So that's more advice for the kids. Don't do that.
You wouldn't recommend it?
No, it hurts, and then you're just left with saggy. It's not as it could be worse.
I've seen
really some
ones,
corkers, but you can have them sewn up now and stuff.
Okay.
But you see with Monster Munch ears as well, where it's fully gone all the anyway. No, don't do that. That would be my advice. Is no more stretching.
It's a good analysis of Monster Munch gears. I know exactly what you're doing.
Don't stretch your skin out. Don't stretch your holes out.
No, that's cool. Good advice, people. Thank you, Ally. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. I love a yap.
But it's been really good for you coming on. Thank you.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hopefully I'll come and try and book in at some point to get some ink.
Get some work out of this, isn't it?
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you.
So welcome.
And then I'll see you.